The idea for this class started when, I'm always trying to find like new color schemes for you. It started when I saw this painting at Musée d'Orsay last year by Cuno Amiet, I believe. And I noticed that a lot of his paintings have kind of one overarching color throughout. Either the icy blue, white, the yellow painting we saw before. Um, Almost this teal, 90% maybe isn't always the case, but I started thinking about it. I really liked how the majority of his paintings, even this portrait, he did 4,000 paintings. He was really prolific, and 1,000 of them were self portraits, so he was probably also really vain or, I don't know, self consumed. But look at how he continually uses the same color. And then I started thinking about other painters I love, like Corot, who does this. And I mean, obviously, it's a lot of foliage, and I'm sure a lot of you for this class might bring in images like this. So I'm also going to be showing some ways to do leaves, foliage, um, water, that kind of things that you might want to do, and all consuming. But it doesn't have to be nature based. Just a lot of them are. But Villard also often did these very very single color paintings where basically, like I said, 90% of it is the same color or variations of the same color. Um, it's such a great painting, and there's a power to it. It's like it really gives you a lot of freedom to direct the eye, right? Because anything that's not done in that color will be obviously the focus, like those green grapes. So you can choose what is going to stand out. You can make really dramatic, use of these movements. Yeah, these are such great ones. So obviously, I'm sure a lot of people will bring in water images or want to do some forest. So we'll kind of look at that. But you could even do more expressive or trippy kind of Burchfield quality type paintings. Um, and again, you'll just start with this idea of what color you want to use, and then you'll kind of build on it. It's beyond monochromatic, which we've done, obviously. This isn't just using tint. Oh, sorry, another crow. It just isn't just using tint, tone, and shade, although there is some of that. But then, it's been blended, but it's kind of your base coat. Philp Guston did this a lot with red and pink and black. His are pretty solidly monochromatic, but other ones they use, 90% green, and then they really bring our attention somewhere like that little blue skyline in the back of this Hockney. David Milne did that a lot with kind of again, this is great. I mean, how fun to do if someone wants to do a landscape where it's basically all the same color, one's just slightly darker or lighter. Fairfield Porter did it a lot. I'm just dropping some in. Jonas Wood, obviously 90% of this is foliage. Kirchner often did it, like his portraits are often this kind of sickening kind of green yellow color. Um, because then when you do insert the other colors, it's really powerful, like that purple road, and really you could just play with it. And a lot of abstract painters use this. Alma Thomas is like 100% red. Suzanne Frecon, I don't know how you say her name. Howard Hodgkin, this is like all blue, different shades of blue. So if anyone wants to do abstract, paint over an old canvas, this might be the perfect day to do this. Catherine Bradford, this blue violet, and then it's just treated with all different. It's powerful, right? It creates a really strong sense of place and environment. And then using red is a whole statement about the psychology involved or the color you're using. So maybe you want to do a forest, but maybe your forest is going to be all red, or maybe it's going to be all white. Maybe the sea you're going to do would be all pink. So there's Matthew Wong obviously really leaned into having one strong single color in a lot of his paintings. Yeah, I mean 90% is probably not accurate, but it's a great exercise, and I just want you to think about let's focus on like the color you want to do. This is probably not 90% with her, but Danielle McKinney often uses kind of one overarching color that kind of goes through the whole thing. In this case, black and gray. Solomon Tor, it couldn't be a video if I didn't put Solomon Tor in here. But he's such a good example of having the one color that permeates. Um, yeah. And so that's another one. He just kind of darkens it and lightens it, and then has these pops of very, very bold color, Jenna Gribben. I love this. I just put this portrait in because I love it. Caro Needier, all red all the time. There's a lot of paintings like this. It's so great. But again, the vibe is so different if this was green versus red. As you know, Jennifer Packer does this a lot, so I'd add one in here to remind you of that. So yeah, tomorrow think of what you might want to paint from an image from your mind, whatever, and we're just going to take the one color and build from there. But we'll also be looking at painting foliage and water, since I think a lot of people might bring those in. Okay, bye.